Hi, this is Mark with South Broad Paint and Home Center in Wallingford. Thanks for checking out our video today. This is another video, vendor spotlight video, part of a series that we're doing here at South Broad Paint and Home Center to highlight some of the product lines that we offer. And here we have Lauren with Showplace Cabinetry.
Hi.
Thanks, Lauren. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
So, tell us about Showplace. What do we got here?
So, Showplace is a semi-custom product made in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Harrisburg, South Dakota to be exact. It's a 100% employee-owned company, so they've got about 600 employees at this point. Once you've been there for about 6 months, you become vested in the company. So they have very little turnover, which for our end use, that means very little issues. Hardly any issues. Usually if we have an issue, it's shipping, and that's a, oops, didn't mean to do that.
Right.
But their turnover is very low, so product consistency from order to order as a dealer is important.
Yep.
For an end user, you know you're not going to have any issues on the job site. Pretty much when the cabinets get delivered, they get installed, and then you get to enjoy the house. You don't have to worry about it.
That's awesome.
Some of the door samples I brought today, this sort of shows a wider array of some of the different techniques and finishes that they specialize in. A lot of people, like a plain shaker door. Everyone does white shaker, but this is a company that they try to specialize in some of their finishes. So this is called brushed vintage. So you can see the glazing has been brushed on, and it changes a plain white to a much more decorative, custom-looking finish at a semi-custom price. So they do a lot of things like that. This door is, again, another painted finish. It starts out just a plain paint, and they add the brush strokes, but in this case, they also, this is the jeans that you buy with the holes already ripped in them version of cabinetry.
Oh, cool.
So
that's great. They
sand off the edges. They actually have a woman that specializes, all she does is chains and other paraphernalia.
Adds character.
Beats the heck out of them. Some of these others, this is a rustic alder. A lot of companies won't do this, so paint on a rustic alder. So the paint will pool in some of the knots, and this is also distressed and beat up. The nice thing is they'll do any paint color in their collection on either rustic alder, and they'll also do some on, this happens to be a hickory, but they'll also do it on oak, so you get the grain patterning through it. So this is a really nice option, not necessarily a whole kitchen, but
an accent piece or something.
Island, a hutch, something like that. Something new for them is this process, which might be kind of hard to see in a video, but it's been wire brush, so it's got texture.
Yeah, a lot of texture.
And so what they do is, again, they start with a plain stain, and then they wire brush it, and they add glazing to it, so it gives it this really amazing, weathered barn board
that's
look.
incredible.
I've done quite a few kitchens in this, in all various stages. The nice thing is they'll do this on all of the harder woods, so oak, hickory, rustic hickory, and you can do any color combination, so any of their stain finishes with any of the glaze combinations, so it's kind of fun to play around with it.
When you say custom and semi-custom, for the people that don't know, what's the difference between custom and semi-custom?
So semi-custom is pretty much, you've got a catalog of sizes, typically in 3-inch increments, and you can pick from those and you can modify them. So if you want something that's 37 inches wide, you start with a 39 and you modify it down. They'll do a lot of customizations, the size mods, depth mods, changing, say, a 48-inch wide cabinet from 2 big doors to 3 doors, things like that. Flat sides, doors on ends, things like that. Whereas a full custom is kind of, here's a drawing, build this exactly as I want. So most kitchens fall in a semi-custom realm. You can stay in their stock sizes and not do any customizations and be at, sort of this price point. But you have the opportunity to mix and match, and some parts of the kitchen can get you to a much more custom, one-off, one-of-a-kind kitchen kind of look. So,
like doing some of these finishes might be custom in some applications.
Yes, exactly. And some of the color combinations and the door combinations. Showplace also makes all of their own doors, with very few exceptions. They make all of their own doors, so they spend a lot of time making sure that the wood that goes into these is kiln dried to their specific specifications. And so there's not a lot of shrinkage or anything like that, which can happen in certain
Yeah, for sure.
circumstances. So
Right.
they take pride in the products that they offer. They innovate. They're constantly bringing out new products and new finishes, new door styles.
Yep.
The one thing they won't do is they get a lot of requests from dealers saying, hey, I've got a vendor that makes this, can you guys make this? And if they don't have it down to a science, they're not going to introduce it because they
That's good.
really do not want to have
I get it.
any phone
Streamline
calls.
it. Yeah, that's right.
So it's a great product line. I've been personally designing with it since 2009,
Wow.
and I became the rep about 3 years ago for Showplace, and I love the product.
Yeah.
It's sort of my go-to for pretty much all of my projects, and if I need to go down or up,
Yep.
I go from there, but Showplace is sort of my personal go-to
Yeah.
for most clients.
Showplace is relatively new to us here at South
Mhm.
Broad, probably about maybe a year or so, give or take.
Mm-hmm.
We've sold some kitchens and some vanities, and we're excited to kind of move forward with the product line. We'll have a full display here in the showroom once our expansion is complete, and we'll have a few different cabinet design areas in place in the showroom as well. So you can come in and visit our showroom to take a look at completed setups and get a feel for the quality of the cabinet and what you can do with the line. She's right, Showplace is very versatile and offers us from a dealer design standpoint a lot of versatility, and gives our customers some really unique options when it comes to the cabinetry.